What if everything you thought was normal about your daily life is actually draining your bank account silently? You go to work, you earn money, and yet somehow it always disappears. You are not alone, and you should not feel ashamed, because this is happening to millions of people all around the world. Millions of people earn decent incomes and still end up completely broke at the end of every single month. The shocking truth is this: it is rarely one big financial mistake that destroys your wealth over time. It is the small, invisible, everyday habits that quietly steal from your future, and today, we are going to expose every single one of them. Stay with us until the end, because sign number 7 might completely change the way you think about money forever. And if you find this content valuable, please subscribe right now so you never miss a video that could genuinely change your financial life. Americans now spend an average of $191 per person every single month on dining out, according to a comprehensive 2024 survey conducted by us. That figure jumped sharply from about $166 per month in just the previous year alone, showing how quickly this habit is growing. In 2024, food away from home accounted for nearly 59% of all food spending in the United States, according to official USDA data. That means more money now goes to restaurants, cafes, and takeout services than to actual grocery stores for home cooking. Think about what that number means for your wallet every single week, every single month, and every single year added together. Cooking at home can save a family of $400 every single month without sacrificing nutrition or the joy of a good meal. If you are eating out frequently because it feels convenient or because you are too tired, you are unknowingly trading your financial future for a meal you will forget by tomorrow. Between Netflix, Spotify, gym memberships, streaming platforms, app services, and digital tools, it is incredibly easy to completely lose track of what you are paying for. Americans spend on average more than $200 annually on subscriptions they never even use, according to a CNET survey referenced widely by AARP financial advisors. The danger is that companies make it extremely easy to sign up and enable automatic renewals, knowing that most people will simply forget to cancel them over time. You might not even realize that a service you barely use quietly raised its monthly price 3 or 4 months ago without any real notice sent to you. These charges are small enough to ignore individually, perhaps $5 here, $12 there, but together they form a powerful and silent leak in your financial bucket. Go through your bank statements right now, line by line, and cancel every single subscription you have not used actively in the last 30 days. That one deliberate action could free up significant money you did not even know you were losing silently every single month of the year. Research from the National Financial Capability Study shows that about 1 in 5 Americans spend more money than they actually earn each and every month. Another 38% simply break even, meaning they have absolutely nothing left over after covering their most basic and necessary living expenses. Only 40% of Americans consistently spend less than they earn. And that small group is where true, lasting financial security actually begins to grow. If your current lifestyle requires every single dollar you make just to survive, you are one missed paycheck away from a very serious financial disaster. Living paycheck to paycheck is not always about having a low income. It is far more often about spending habits that have quietly gone unchecked for years. The moment you stop treating your income as a target to hit with spending and start treating it as a tool to build with, your financial situation begins to shift dramatically. When people receive a raise, a bonus, or a promotion, many immediately and automatically upgrade their lifestyle to match the new income level they just reached. The modest apartment becomes a more expensive one in a nicer area. The used car becomes a shiny brand new lease. And the local vacation becomes an international trip to a 5-star hotel. This dangerous phenomenon is called lifestyle inflation, and behavioral economist Dan Ariely has studied and explained it with great clarity and significant depth over many years. He says that humans are remarkably good at adapting to comfort, and once something nicer becomes your new normal, it no longer feels like a luxury, it begins to feel like a basic need. The extra income you worked so hard to earn gets consumed immediately by a bigger and more expensive lifestyle, leaving you with the exact same financial stress at a much higher income level than before. The fix is simple in concept but requires real discipline. Whenever you earn more, save or invest a meaningful portion of that increase before you allow yourself to upgrade anything at all. Your wealth is not built by how much you earn. It is built entirely by the gap between what you earn and what you actually choose to spend every single month. A 2023 NerdWallet survey found that around 1 in 4 people in the United States do not make any kind of monthly budget at all. Even more alarming is that among those who do create a budget, a full 84% admit to sometimes breaking it anyway, often without even tracking the financial damage they have caused. Without a working budget, you genuinely do not know where your money is going each month, and that means you absolutely cannot control it in any meaningful or lasting way. Financial experts consistently and unanimously say that budgeting is the single most powerful tool available for taking back real control of your personal finances right now. It does not matter how much you earn without actively tracking your money. It will always find a way to slip through your fingers and completely disappear before the month is over. Start with a simple spending tracker on your phone, and most people are genuinely shocked at what they discover about their own habits within the very first week of honest tracking. Credit card interest rates in the United States now often exceed 20% annually, which makes them one of the most financially destructive tools available when they are misused or poorly understood. A $1,000 balance on a card with a 20% interest rate can take years to fully pay off if you only make the minimum required payment each and every month. By the time you finally finish paying it off, you may have paid double or even triple the original amount you actually spent in the first place on the purchase. Using credit cards to cover everyday essentials like groceries, fuel, or utility bills because your paycheck is simply not stretching far enough is one of the clearest warning signs of deep financial trouble. According to financial counseling experts, credit card debt creates a relentless cycle of financial stress that is extremely difficult to break without taking very deliberate and consistent action over time. The solution requires 3 steps taken together. Stop adding new charges immediately. Build even a small emergency fund of at least $1,000, and then attack your highest interest debt aggressively every month. One of the most quietly damaging habits that financial experts consistently identify is paying all your bills and expenses first, and then saving whatever small amount happens to be left over at the very end. The fundamental problem is that when you save what is left over, there is almost never anything left, because lifestyle expenses naturally and invisibly expand to fill every dollar of available income. Consolidated Credit Canada describes this destructive pattern as paying yourself last, and it stands as one of the most common reasons that hardworking people never accumulate any real or lasting wealth. Every credible financial expert recommends automating your savings so that a set amount moves directly to a savings or investment account before you ever have a chance to see it or spend it. Even saving just $10 a week builds powerful momentum and positive financial habit, and with the compounding effect of interest, time becomes your single greatest financial ally of all. The simple and powerful act of automating your savings completely removes emotion, willpower, daily temptation, and procrastination from the equation. The money simply moves without requiring your willpower each time. A recent widely cited study found that 60% of Americans report feeling direct pressure from social media to overspend on things they do not actually need or even genuinely want. The fear of missing out, commonly known as FOMO, causes millions of people to spend on experiences, gadgets, clothing, and status items simply to appear successful or relevant to the people around them. Whether it is buying the latest smartphone, designer sneakers, or expensive nights out at trendy restaurants, spending money purely to impress other people is a guaranteed and well-documented path to financial ruin. Financial independence, ironically, looks quite boring from the outside. It means consistently saying no to what others are doing so that you can eventually say a much bigger yes to your own future. Before every non-essential purchase you make, pause and ask yourself one completely honest question. Am I buying this because I truly want it, or because I want others to see me with it? That single honest pause, practiced consistently over time, can save you thousands and thousands of dollars every single year without requiring any real sacrifice of true happiness or meaningful enjoyment. According to financial researcher Tom Corley, who spent 5 dedicated years studying and documenting the real daily habits of wealthy individuals, total housing costs should never exceed 25% of your monthly net income. This 25% figure must include everything combined: your rent or mortgage payment, all utilities, homeowner or renter insurance, regular maintenance costs, and any applicable property taxes. Most people dramatically underestimate how much of their total income quietly disappears into housing, especially once you honestly account for every utility bill, repair expense, and insurance payment throughout the full year. If your housing costs are consuming 40, 50, or even 60% of your monthly income, you are financially trapped and truly cannot build any meaningful wealth, no matter how disciplined you are everywhere else. Controlling your housing costs is, according to Corley's extensive research, the single most impactful financial decision that most ordinary people will ever make throughout the entire course of their lives. Downsizing your living space, bringing in a roommate to share the financial burden, or relocating to a more affordable area can create an immediate and truly dramatic improvement in your monthly financial health. New cars begin losing their value the very moment they roll off the dealership lot, a process called depreciation that alone can cost the new buyer thousands of dollars within the very first 12 months. In Corley's detailed and well-documented research into the habits of wealthy individuals, a striking 44% of the wealthy people he studied consistently chose to purchase used cars rather than brand new ones. These financially successful individuals typically chose vehicles that were 2 to 3 years old, often coming off a lease, capturing all of the painful depreciation loss that had already been paid by the first buyer. After approximately 125,000 miles of use, a well-maintained used car may cost around $1,500 annually in repairs, still far less than the average monthly car loan or lease payment being made across the country today. The initial excitement of driving a brand new car fades surprisingly quickly, but the financial damage of a heavy car payment and consistently elevated insurance costs lingers painfully for many years afterward. Choose transportation that moves you forward financially as well as physically, because the vehicle you drive today is either quietly building your wealth or steadily dismantling it with every single payment made. Without a dedicated emergency fund, any unexpected expense, a sudden medical bill, a necessary car repair, or an unexpected job loss, immediately transforms from a manageable problem into a full and devastating financial crisis. When there is no financial cushion in place, people are forced to resort to high-interest credit card debt or to completely drain whatever modest savings they have managed to build up with great effort over time. According to Experian, one of the world's leading and most respected credit reporting agencies, failing to save for emergencies is one of the fastest ways to permanently damage your credit score and long-term financial reputation. Financial stress caused directly by the absence of an emergency fund leads to missed payments, maxed out credit cards, and a credit profile that takes years of disciplined and consistent effort to successfully repair and rebuild. Financial experts across the board universally recommend building an emergency fund that covers at least 3 to 6 full months of your most essential and non-negotiable living expenses before pursuing any other financial goal. Start with a specific and reachable initial goal of $1,000, a small but genuinely powerful financial buffer that prevents small unexpected problems from becoming catastrophic and deeply damaging financial emergencies. Every single month you continue without an emergency fund is another month where you are just one bad and unexpected day away from going significantly and painfully deeper into debt than you currently are. A fundamental lack of basic financial knowledge causes people to rely on gut feelings alone, blindly follow what those around them are doing, or simply avoid confronting important money decisions altogether. As financial counseling experts at Consolidated Credit Canada clearly and consistently point out, this pattern of financial avoidance creates a deeply repeating cycle of difficulty that never truly breaks without deliberate outside intervention. Most people were simply never taught personal finance in school, not basic budgeting, not compound interest, not how credit actually works, and not how strategic investing builds real generational wealth over a lifetime. But ignorance, As completely understandable as it may be, given how little is taught in traditional education systems, is extraordinarily expensive when it shows up as the real-world cost of uninformed financial decisions made year after year. The genuinely good news is that financial literacy is more accessible today than at any other point in all of human history, available freely through books, podcasts, YouTube channels, and professional financial counselors who want to help. Making it a consistent weekly habit to learn even a small and manageable amount about personal finance can completely and permanently transform your relationship with money over a surprisingly short and empowering period of time. Financial expert Dave Ramsey has long and consistently described financial education as the essential and irreplaceable foundation beneath every single other wealth-building strategy, habit, or financial tool that actually exists and produces lasting results. Your future self will either deeply and gratefully thank you for the knowledge and positive habits you decided to start building today, or painfully regret the financial education you chose to ignore when the opportunity was clearly right in front of you. Every single one of these 12 signs represents a choice, and the powerful, truly liberating truth is that every single one of those choices can be recognized, honestly evaluated, and changed starting from this very moment right now. You do not need a dramatically higher salary, a lucky financial break, or a wealthy family member to begin building real and lasting wealth in your own life, starting today. What you need is honest self-awareness, consistent and patient discipline, and the genuine willingness to look truthfully at where your hard-earned money is actually going each and every month. Most people go broke slowly, quietly, and completely by accident, not because they are careless or irresponsible people, but because nobody ever clearly and specifically taught them what habits to watch out for. Now you know exactly what those habits look like in real everyday life, what they cost you silently over time, and precisely what you can begin doing about each one of them starting today. The next step belongs entirely and completely to you, and the best time to take it has always been right now, before another full month passes and another entire paycheck quietly disappears without a trace. Now we genuinely want to hear directly from you. Which of these 12 signs surprised you the most when you heard it today in this video? Have you caught yourself living out one or more of these habits without ever fully realizing the true and ongoing financial damage being done quietly behind the scenes? Drop your honest and personal answer in the comments section below. Your story and your experience might be exactly what someone else who is silently struggling with the same issue needs to hear and feel understood by. And if this video opened your eyes, genuinely challenged your thinking, or gave you something truly useful and immediately actionable to take forward into your financial life, please subscribe to this channel right now. We publish honest, thoroughly research-backed financial content every single week, content designed specifically to help real, everyday people make smarter and far braver decisions with the money they work so incredibly hard to earn. Subscribe now, share this video with at least one person in your life who truly needs to hear this important message today. And let us build a wealthier, more financially free, and more empowered future together.